In 2018, a Moroccan newspaper Alousboue published a story in which it was claimed that the Queen of England, Elizabeth II, has a lineage that connects to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And soon the story was picked up by the mainstream media and it became viral.
According to a study by one of the top genealogical publishers of the world, Queen Elizabeth is a descendant of Islam's Prophet Muhammad.
And now, after the death of the Queen, the same story has resurfaced on social media. And as usual, some Muslims, due to their ignorance, are making tarahum upon the Queen. And one guy has even performed Umrah for the soul of Queen Elizabeth II.
This is number one bullshit.
Anyway, let's see how this claim originated and is there any truth to it. So, according to the various news articles, the first recorded suggestion of Queen Elizabeth's relation to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ originates from genealogist Harold B. Brooks Baker in 1986. In the article that was published by United Press International in 1986, he said, "It is little known by the British people that the blood of Muhammad flows in the veins of the Queen." And according to the British newspaper The Times, the Moroccan weekly newspaper Alousboue has produced a family tree that it claims proves the argument. Now this is the alleged family tree that connects the Queen to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. And right away, just by looking at it, I can see many problems in this alleged family tree, which I will talk about in a minute. But first, let's find out where does it come from. Now, although according to the British newspaper, it came from the weekly Moroccan newspaper Alousboue, but that's not true, because it has been posted online many times before the Moroccan newspaper. For example, a Pakistani newspaper, Daily Pakistan, posted the same alleged family tree in 2016, which is conveniently copied by Daily Pakistan from Quora. Originally posted in 2014 by Stephen Tempest without giving him any credit, a typical Pakistani habit. But even before that, there were many online discussions about the possibility that the British royal family descended from the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. And perhaps the first person to come up with such claim online is a user on everything2.com by the username liveforever. He made a post in July 2001 in which he said, "It seems one of history's great ironies, but it's true. The Crusader Emperor Frederick II Stupor was a direct descendant of the Prophet of Islam Muhammad." Then he posted this pedigree, and then he added, "After some further research, I can now reveal that many of Europe's nobility and royalty descended from Muhammad through Zaida Isabella of Denia." Then in April 2004, a person by the name of David Hughes compiled a list of 5 descent lines from Muhammad, the Prophet of Islam. All of them descended to the Queen Elizabeth. 2 of these lines are from Hassan bin Ali bin Abi Talib, and one is even from Hussein bin Ali bin Abi Talib. And then later on, someone compiled a list of 6 pedigrees. All descended to the Queen Elizabeth II, out of which 4 are from Hussein bin Ali and 2 are from Hassan bin Ali. So now, allegedly, the Queen of England had the mixed blood of Hassanain radiyallahu anhuma running in her veins. But in reality, all of these pedigrees are completely bogus. For example, in one of the lines posted by David Hughes, he showed that Kulthum radiyallahu anha, the daughter of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, married Utayba, the son of Abu Lahab, and they had a daughter who married to Yazid bin Abdul Malik, which is historically not true. But now let's have a look at this famous pedigree. And although there are many problems here as well, but I will only focus on the biggest problem in this pedigree, which is this one, right here. You see, no such person ever existed by the name of Zahra bint Hussein bin Hassan bin Ali bin Abi Talib. And Muhammad bin Abdullah al-Husayni was the first one to pay attention to this fact, and I have also posted a link to his video in the description. So the fact is that Al-Husayn bin Hassan bin Ali, who is also known as Al-Husayn al-Athram, never had a daughter by the name of Zahra or Zahra. He only had 3 daughters, Kulthum bint al-Husayn, and her name was Khadija, and she married Ismail bin Abdul Malik bin al-Haris bin al-Hakam. And Salama bint al-Husayn, who married Al-Hussein bin Zaid bin Al-Hassan bin Ali, and they had 3 kids, and Fatima bint Al-Hussein, who married Ja'far as-Sadiq, son of Muhammad al-Baqir, and they also had 3 kids. There was no daughter of Al-Hussein al-Athram by the name of Al-Zahra who married someone from Banu Lakhm. So there was never such a link between Banu Hashim and Banu al-Lakhm. And as I have said before, that there are many problems within this alleged pedigree. But there is no need to list all of them, because if there is no root, there is no tree. Now, I was curious to find out that who fabricated this name and tried to create a link between the Quraysh and Banu al-Lakhm that they never had. And during my research, I found that even the Shias reject the existence of Zahra bint al-Hussein. And in a Facebook page run by a Shia NGO, someone said that the name Al-Zahra is from the later times which appeared in the 5th century AH, and no one was named Al-Zahra prior to that. And he also said that some members of Shiites in London are behind this miserable fabrication. Well, we will see in a minute who is actually behind it. And after doing my research, I have finally found the actual source of this fabrication. And the source of it is a book called The Augustan. And its volume 18 was published in 1976. 10 years before Harold B. Brooks Baker made the claim about the lineage of Queen Elizabeth II. So in the volume 18, number 4 of the Augustan, on the page 123, the author published a pedigree with a very ambitious title, The Lakhm and the Quraysh, The Connection. And in it, he mentioned the name Zohra as the daughter of Al-Hussein al-Athram, who supposedly married Abu Farisi from Banu al-Lakhm, and they had a son by the name of Naim. Then the pedigree goes down to Zaida, here shown as the supposed daughter of Al-Mu'tamid Muhammad bin Abbad, the Amir of Ishbilia, and she supposedly married Alfonso VI, King of Leon. And from here the line moves from Spain to England, as the story becomes more murky. This Zaida is said to have converted to Christianity, and she became the 4th wife of Alfonso VI and was called Ximena, Isabella and Elizabeth. Then they supposedly had a daughter by the name of Sancha, who married Rodrigo Gonzalez of Lara. You might have guessed each time I say supposed or supposedly, it means there is big problem. But anyway, the line continues till we get to Constance and Isabella, the daughters of Maria and Peter. And then both of them connect to the Queen of England, Elizabeth II. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't get my hands on this book, so I don't know who wrote this piece. But I have managed to find out the bit where he spoke about his sources. And he said, the connection between the Lakhm and the Quraysh was particularly difficult to unravel. The charts printed here were provided by Moroccan scholars of the greatest learning and integrity men whom I have known for 3 years. Now, I already knew that the link between Banu Lakhm and Banu Hashim cannot be found in the Western sources. It must have came from somewhere in the Muslim world, and some Shia might have fabricated it. But for it to actually come from Morocco not only shows who fabricated it, but also shows why it was fabricated. It really shows the intent behind fabricating such a link between Banu al-Lakhm and the Quraysh. And the intent here is to show that the kings of Morocco were from Ali Bayt. So it all started with some dudes from Morocco who fabricated a fictional name, Zahra, to create a link between their kings and Ahlul Bayt, which also served the purpose to connect the royal families of Europe to that link. And then the sequence of events go as follows. This unknown author published the charts given to him by his trustworthy Moroccan dudes, and by doing so exposed this idea to the Western world. And the man did some 23 years of research for this, which although went down the drain right now, but he still deserves some recognition. So if any one of you watching this video have access to this book, then write down the name of the author in the comments. Then 10 years later, in 1986, Harold B. Brooks Baker publicized this idea, which although didn't gather much attention at that time, but it continued to be part of some discussions all around the globe. And by early 2000s, the Shias were well aware of this idea, and Ali Al-Qurani even mentioned it during a TV show in 2003.
بل تشمل صلاتك الملكة إليزابيث أيضا. ليش؟ لأنه من ذرية النبي.
But the first time this idea really caught some attention was in 2015 when a famous Islamic personality, Ali Al-Jumu'ah, said in a TV show that the ancestors of the Queen are from Banu Hashim, and that caused some controversy for some time.
جد الملكة كان من آل هاشم من آل النبي يعني هاشمي.
And then following this new trend, or due to some other reason, another famous Muslim personality, Akram Nadawi, published the alleged pedigree of the Queen in February 2018 and claimed that the Queen is Qurayshiyya, Hashimiyya, Alawiyya, Hassaniyya. Now, although one might think that they should have acted upon chapter 49 verse 6, but what can you really expect from the likes of them? Then in March 2018, after the Moroccan newspaper published the same pedigree of the Queen, somehow the story became viral and it was picked by all the major newspapers, and I still don't know why. I wonder if some meetings might have conducted behind the scene. But anyway, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and in the next video I will discuss a very important topic, that why there are some forces that don't want you to know about the actual boundaries of Masjidul Aqsa. So stay tuned and turn on the bell icon, and also support me on the Patreon. This entire channel is dedicated to research work, and there is a lot of research going behind each of these videos. So your support will help me to continue it. See you in the next video.